You got your pictures done. You submitted it to the agent. The agent love it. They like your body, your work, and everything. So now they bring you in for what they call like a look-see.
You have found Authentic Business Adventures, the business program that brings you the struggle stories and triumphant successes of business owners across the land. Downloadable audio episodes can be found in the podcast link found at drawincustomers.com. We are locally underwritten by the Bank of Sun Prairie, Calls on Call Extraordinary Answering Service, as well as the Bold Business Book. And today we're welcoming / preparing to learn from Alan, Will, and DJ of the Alan and DJ show. So welcome.
Hey man, how's it going, James?
It is going well. I'm excited to have you guys because you have a show, I got a show, so here we are.
Hey man, let's do it.
Make magic happen here.
Exactly.
So let's just start out. What is the Alan and DJ show?
So the Alan and DJ show is a show that we talk about to gear towards self-improvement and lifestyle, helping people to become the very best versions of themselves.
All right. And how did you guys land in that realm?
Well, we landed in the realm by because like nowadays you got a lot of shows where people talk about maybe like edit tutorials from like maybe doing hair, or you got like a lot of dating coaches and stuff, and we talk about like, okay, we love to self-improve by maybe maybe by just like elevating in business every year, or working out, or maybe having like a healthier lifestyle. So we said, hey, you know what? Let's talk about self-improvement and lifestyle, because when you talk about that, you could talk about anything, and anything can fall upon the lifestyle. So we talked about whether ADHD, panic attacks, maybe managing money, financial literacy. We talk about a little bit of everything.
All right. That is you're talking self-help. That's a broad topic.
Exactly.
So the two of you are the show hosts, I guess.
Yeah, I'm his co-host.
Okay.
Like Will is the producer.
All right, Will's producing, so Will gets to be behind the camera.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And then DJ, Alan, you guys, who was the one that started saying, hey, we should start a show?
Well, actually, DJ brought it up to me first, because we wanted to do YouTube anyway, and we wanted to figure out like, okay, what can we do to help people out? And he was like, let's start a show. Let's talk about self-improvement and lifestyle, but we need to we need to do this where this is gonna like really strike big and really help people, but how can we help the masses? And I said, I don't know, man. He said, let's look at the Sun Prairie Media Center. Let's see if we can, reach out and get a show, and we could probably, probably start, moving in the right direction when it comes to that. And the rest was history. It was all DJ idea.
All right.
Yeah, because like basically like what we was trying to do was like Al said, like we was trying to impact the community, and we also trying to help people out. But we was here in 2000 and like, what's that, like 17?
Yeah, 17.
Yeah,
yep.
but we was here in 2017, and we did a show called Diving Deep. But like we talked about deep topics, but like they were all over the place. And then we went off, and then that's when we got discovered with our agent, and we went off and did that for a few years. And now we came back because we wanted to share some light on like how we grew up over the years.
Sure.
Yeah.
So elaborate on that a little bit. You said you're agent?
Yeah.
All right. Agent for the show?
No, agent for the for our acting careers.
Got it. Okay, I was like, man, you guys are next level. That's all good. That's all. We'll both get there. It's all good.
Yeah.
So your agent. So let me connect these dots for the people at home that may not know. You are all three of you actors?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. And do all three of you have the same agent?
Well, yeah. Well, we got the same agent, and then some of us had different agents, because when you go into a talent agency, it depends on what they're looking for. So let's say if me and you submit to a bigger talent agency, like let's say Stewart Talent. Stewart Talent might like your look, and they might say, hey, I got something for you that I can market you in, but Stewart Talent might not be a great fit for me. But maybe something like Shirley Hamilton or different other talent agencies might be like, hey, you know what? You're exactly what we're looking for. We need a commercial print model.
All right.
And commercial print modeling, for the people that like don't understand what that is, it's like more like billboards, magazines, maybe if you're doing like a toothpaste commercial, or you advertising something.
So the pictures of the people that are all doing smiley faces or maybe frowny faces.
Right, frowny faces. Wherever they need in the moment. Like, where they say, hold this football and look real tough. And then you might be doing something for like a big advertising ad or something.
All right.
And the rest is history, man. Just depending on what they're looking for.
It's so interesting because you go through and you look at either just stock photography or the ads, commercials you see on TV and, even commercials on YouTube and all that jazz. And you see people on there, and they're just people, I suppose, until a few years from now when it's all AI or whatever.
Yeah.
But I'm like, that's some person that got paid to just hang out and hold the football or put their hand on their chin or something like that.
And you might have to do a lot of takes of that. So it might be maybe 2 or 3 hours, DJ, when they have you do the same takes. Like, pose like this again. Okay, now let me get it from this angle, but look a little bit more meaner. And depending on what they're looking for, and by the time you're done, my face muscles are so sore. I'm tired.
So that's so ironic, right? Because they're trying to get something, just a natural pose that takes 3 hours to get.
That 3 hours to get. Like you might have the photography So let's say the guy who's filming a commercial, he might get way in between you, on the ground and catch you with the camera going okay, now do it like this and let me get a bottom shot. So that way, when they get ready to edit the commercial, which could take up to maybe a month and a half or 2, they have many different shots that they can go with.
All right.
And they narrow it down to the best shots.
Nice.
That's best suit for that commercial. So in order to do a 30-second commercial, or maybe close to 50 seconds, it could take up to sometimes 2 to 3 days.
Wow. All right. And have all 3 of you been published in some ad somewhere? Or some thing that the public saw?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
So everybody knows these faces. They just don't know that they know these faces.
Yeah.
That is cool. So have any been that's amazing, I'm going to tell all my friends kind of thing?
Man. So the first thing, the first national commercial that I've done was the Grainger commercial.
Okay.
And that went nationwide. I didn't know how big it was. All I know is my agent from a talent group called me and said, hey, you got a commercial audition for Grainger. And it took us about 2 days to do this commercial. But to not know that it was going, I didn't know it was going to be on maybe the bigger television markets like ESPN, the FX channel. And it was just starting to show everywhere. And everybody's like, dude, I just saw you on a commercial. You're like, really? And then you look, you're like, oh man, that's me. Or when you're going on let's say YouTube and the Grainger ads pop up, and then they also put you in the magazine as well.
And you're like, that's me. That's me.
Exactly.
That's awesome. Have there ever been any that you're like, I don't want anyone to see this?
Yeah. Yeah. The Potawatomi commercial. So I played a waiter. And it was pick and win, pick and win. Then
that you had to say?
I think one of the lead guys in the commercial did, and I was in the background on this one, but I was more so a feature extra is someone who's being shown. So I could say, hey James, I just saw you in that commercial right there. So you being shown versus just an extra that's way in the background. You hope you get some type of shine in the shot. But I had to jump up and down and act like I was excited for the guy who won the money.
All right.
So.
Oh yeah, I remember that commercial too.
A
couple of my friends was like, yeah, I saw Alan in the commercial dancing. He was so funny. Did he really dance like that? I'm like, I'm pretty sure he doesn't really dance like that.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So the more I don't know, the contracts or the more jobs that you get? Is it one of those things where the more that you get, the more you get?
So depend on the the production company, but the more I would say the more commercials that you do and the more that you put your face out there, and especially if your agent hear about, because some producers and casting directors send notes back to your agent saying whether he was very great on set, he was eager to learn, or versus this person was very difficult to deal with on the set and I would not want to work with this talent again.
All right.
And that's something that you don't want, because then it will limit you from getting jobs. But if you do such a great job, they might have another project coming up and then they'll remember you.
All right. So it's reviews on Uber or Lyft or something like that. Where this guy's awesome, or don't ever give this guy a ride.
Exactly. This guy had a hard time on set. You struggling memorizing his lines, and yeah, you don't want that.
All right. Nice. So how do you choose an agent?
Basically, we basically applied online, but like back then, what we did was we basically went down to Illinois and
Yeah.
like we actually submitted our stuff head on.
So you go to their office.
Yeah, and
Like,
like,
hey, what's up?
give them our resume, give us our 8x10 photos,
Okay.
and then if they like you, they'll call you. If they don't, then if they say like if they don't call you within like 6 weeks, then they pretty much didn't pick you.
All right. So it's interesting that you mentioned you said 8x10, right?
Yep.
I was just at a comedy club the other day, and you see all these images, black and white images, and sometimes they're signed. They're like, thanks, whatever. Is that just a thing that every actor has?
Yeah.
Yep.
And do they just carry around a briefcase with 8x10s everywhere? So
Because it's supporting, let's say if you were going on in like an audition, or let's say even if you're looking for an agent, and I'll tell you the difference between like a headshot and like an 8x10 and a comp card. So a comp card it's like multiple pictures of you. So pictures of you in a suit jacket, or pictures of you like playing like a lawyer or a doctor, and then a picture of maybe you playing like a tough guy image or a cop. So when you got many different pictures, that's what like more like commercial print modeling.
all right.
Versus just like an actor, like I need like a straight headshot. And where we messed up at back in the day was because we had like a lot of failures before we started gaining success. Was we were sending 4x6s in instead of 8x10s.
Something that simple.
Yep.
Yeah, can hurt you.
Really?
It
We
can
did
hurt
that
you.
for a long time, didn't we?
Yeah, and yeah, we did it for a long time until one agent was like, "Hey, let me give you like a word of advice. Get 8x10s. Don't do 4x6s because it's a waste of time."
Oh, funny.
And 8x10s can get very costly, especially depend on like how many agents are you trying to submit your material to. And nowadays, they don't want you to go down to their office and knock on the door and say, "Hey, here's my 8x10 pictures along with my resume," because nowadays it looks like unprofessional.
Really?
Yeah. So
All right.
they'd rather for you to email them your work, and they might have a link where you can send your submissions through, and they'll tell you if we like you, we'll call you. Usually takes up to 6 weeks to maybe 2 months at the most.
Okay.
And then if you don't hear anything back, it just wasn't.
Not going to happen.
Yeah, it just wasn't what they was looking for.
So is
at
that
the
a
moment.
trigger for you to resubmit to try to end up on the top of the pile?
Well, no, some agents let you resubmit within 2 months or 3 months after, and then some say 6 months, and those are like the bigger ones. So you gotta wait 6 months before you reapply again.
All right.
So
And are you applying to, I don't know how many agents there are. Are you applying to 50 or a dozen or something?
So Chicago is more of a bigger market, but Wisconsin, like Green Bay has like I forgot her name, Heather, from the Bell Agency. She's a talent agent as well, and she does like all like the local commercials like Steinhoffel's or Cellcom. With I did that commercial with the Green Bay Packers head coach Matt LaFleur, and she controls like all those type of markets. And then you have like Lori Lenz, who's another big talent agency that's SAG-AFTRA, that's got connections to the Chicago market, the Madison market, and like Milwaukee and markets as well.
All right.
And yeah, it just depends on the agent. Like if you submit and they didn't like what they saw at that time and you wasn't what they were looking for, some might say in 6 months you can submit, because they get so many submissions in a day.
I imagine they get hundreds, maybe even thousands. I don't know.
Yes, and that's a lot to go through weaving out the pile. So
let's talk about that. They got this pile, and they got to sort through them. What do you do to make yours stand out?
well, before I throw the alley hoop to DJ, I would say to make your picture stand out is have a personality.
All right.
Like the eyes should tell a story. Have an amazing smile. Let your pictures look inviting. So they can say, wow, like I really like this picture. But also the quality of your pictures matter too. If you're not spending good quality on your picture, then it's good to get a student to do them, just to get that experience. But I wouldn't submit those type of pictures in, and they're not professional. Like you want professional headshots.
Okay.
And without professional headshots, like they could tell you like, well, we like your resume, but the quality of your pictures was like really weak. So
So let me ask you about the picture itself. We just had family portraits done, and they did little airbrushing or Photoshop stuff to make it look all pretty.
yeah.
Do they do that with headshots, or is that something like this is the picture, print it out, away you go?
Yes, they can what you call like a retouch, but you'll have to pay for that. So let's say if my photo shoot was maybe $500 for like 3 hours, and you could have like unlimited background drops and unlimited wardrobe. The next step is after that, you might say, hey, I really like these pictures, but I got blemishes on my nose, or like my forehead is different than my cheeks. Like, what's going on with this?
I don't have enough hair.
Right. So they can like retouch it and make it look way more polished and look way more better without overdoing it. Like.
But that's common.
Yeah.
To have a little touch up there.
Exactly.
Got it. All right.
But what you also want to do is like make sure your resume is up to par. Like when we got signed, like it was just fortunate that she liked us and that we did our monologues and she liked our monologues and we got signed. But when she actually like interviewed us, she broke down our resume and she was like, mine was too weak, and she told Al he had too much stuff on his. So the body of the resume had to be to their standards as well.
All right.
So she basically broke down like what he needed and what he didn't need it, and she was just like crossing off stuff, and then told him to go back home and do it again and bring it back to him so they could update it on their website.
All right.
And they did the same thing for me.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like the way, so I want to say this was like a little bit after we left the media center, and we.
You talking 2017?
Yep.
Okay.
And I came in there and I just got stuff on my resume that wasn't as important. And she was just like, nope, you don't need this, you don't need this. I'm like, man, what the heck? It stripped me all the way down to like one piece of paper, basically. So it's just maybe like a full sheet of paper full of work that I've done. And she said, casting directors don't care about this. This is what they care about. And then she made us do our homework that night. She made us go home, and we had to do some stuff on like Actors Access. It's like another website that you can go to and casting networks, where if you find your own work, then the majority of the money is yours, basically. But if they find you work, then they either get 15 to 20% of your earnings, basically.
All right.
So
I imagine it's worth it to a point because they got you work.
Exactly.
Otherwise, 100% of nothing
exactly
is no good.
because certain clients, like you can do so much only on your own.
Right.
And certain clients, like it's hard to get. Like let's say for an example, like a big fast food chain. It's hard to get. I mean, like you just can't walk into a big fast food chain saying, "Hey, I'm Alan. I want to do a commercial." Don't work like that. It don't work that way.
The
Like,
guy behind the counter would be like, "So,
right,
kiosk is over there."
Exactly. But the production company and like the agent had to like say, "Hey, you know what? This is how you do it," and they have connections to like production companies that can get you in that position to do those commercials. But
Okay.
you know how that goes.
So, DJ, you were talking about a monologue.
Yeah.
So, is it a recording? Is it a video?
Nah, it's like something like off of like a movie, like something that was like already done.
So, like the bad guy before he shoots someone or blows something up or something like that, they get in that monologue, and you're like, "Are you going to pull the trigger or not?"
Yep.
Okay. And we're talking 2 minutes, 30 seconds? How long?
However long they want it. Like they'll tell you like before they interview you how long they want it. Usually it's 30 seconds.
Okay.
But most of the time, like for most agents now, like they do between 2 to 3 minutes now.
And do they tell you, hey, I want a bad guy monologue or a good guy monologue, or it's just you telling us about your childhood?
It depends on the agency. Some agencies will tell you like which monologue they want, and then some just say, just bring a monologue, your best one, and give us what you got.
So how do you know what your best one is?
You just practice and like you just find one that fits your character.
Okay. Can you give an example? This is so curious. I'm just picturing somebody with headphones listening to 500 monologues.
Yeah. Like basically like you walk in the room, like you probably have a monologue from like Denzel Washington from like Training Day, like one of his scenes.
All right.
And you just have to act out his scene, whichever scene it is.
Audio only, though?
Yep.
All right. All right. And do you tell them, hey, this is from Training Day or something like that? Okay. Interesting. It's funny. I've never heard of that, but it makes sense.
Yeah.
So they're essentially listening to that to figure out your voice, your personality, your intonation,
Yep.
all that kind of stuff.
Yep.
And would that be specifically for an audio type commercial or audio type, I don't know, ad or something of that nature?
Depends on what they're looking for, but sometimes it could be just you wanting to get signed with that talent agent. So they'll say, come with a prepared monologue. And you say, okay, what kind of monologue should I go for? They're like, well, you can do one from a movie, whatever the case may be. We just need to know where your skill set is at. Are you good at acting? Are you good at changing range of emotions? Can you get emotional? Or like if you're used to doing comedy a lot, can you be dramatic? Like, can you do something serious, like more like drama?
All right.
So that way they see where you at, and then, because that's just the first step. Like, so let's say now we're gonna backtrack it. You got your pictures done. You submitted it to the agent. The agent love it. They like your body, your work, and everything. So now they bring you in for what they call like a look-see.
A look-see?
A look-see.
That's what they call it?
Yep.
A look-see. So basically,
So that's where it's from, let's take a look-see, that's all in this world.
just to see if you look like your pictures.
Okay.
Because one thing that casting directors don't like is, so let's say if I did a photo shoot and I got a beard, then all of a sudden I shaved it off. They don't like that because you don't look like the pictures unless you do a comp card where you got many different looks, some without a mustache, some with a mustache. So then they can say, oh, okay, well, I need you to shave your beard for this role. Are you comfortable doing it? And you can say yes. So then they'll submit what the casting directors or maybe the producers are looking for. So find me a guy that's 6'2", has a bald head and has like a light mustache. Oh, I got the perfect guy, DJ.
All right.
Or find me a guy that's 5'8", who's have like a little bit of hair on his head, but you know he's more like on the slimmer side. Oh, I got the perfect person, Will.
All right.
Or, you know, find me a guy who's witty, funny, a little heavy set. We need him to play a linebacker in an upcoming film. Got it, Alan.
Nice. Alan's your guy.
Yep.
So how do they keep track? How do the agents keep track of all the people that submit their stuff? So when somebody says I need a 6'2" guy with a mustache, they have a file cabinet, or is there?
So that's why they sign so many different talents in, so they could submit so many different guys. So they might send about maybe 7 DJs out there, because there might be 7 guys that look like DJ, or maybe guys that look like me or Will. And they say, I want this guy right here.
All right.
So then like the agent will call you and say, hey, are you available these days, or keep these days open? And once they finalize it and say, he's our guy, congratulations, you got the commercial.
It's so interesting as you're explaining this, because
Yeah.
we live in a world where essentially everyone is telling you not to be superficial. Yeah, you're in a job where like the job is purely superficial,
Yeah,
and there's no other way to do it.
No.
There's no other way to do it because it's so subjective.
Right.
Like I need a guy, and you look at the picture, and you're like, that's the personality I'm looking at.
Exactly.
But if you would ask that agent or talent director or whatever, like, what do you like about that guy? I bet they would have a hard time explaining. Like, I like the way the cheekbones are at. Or
Yeah,
something.
right, exactly. And it be the weirdest things. It be the littlest things that can make them want to pick you or make them be like, nah, we're gonna move on. Alan's not our guy.
Yeah.
And it could be because, yes, like the pictures could say 1,000 words, but let's see if the personality matched these pictures that you saw. So that's where the look-see come in at, or, okay, we're gonna give you a monologue, we want you to act this particular role out. So sometimes they even give you one. And they're just gonna see, can you match your pictures? And do you have the skill set? So then they say, okay, well, that was a good one. Give me something from like Training Day, like DJ said, or give us like a dramatic piece. And let's say you do such a stellar job. So then like they'll tell you, okay, and they sit there and they think about it. So you in this big room, like we was sweating bullets. Like, man, I hope they like us. I hope they like us. And then they come in and tell you, hey, we're gonna like either roll with you, or hey, you know what, you're not what we're looking for right now. But they give you feedback on what you can work on.
Yeah, at least you got feedback.
Oh, you didn't get feedback. They're just like, take a walk.
Yeah.
Please tell your story, Will.
Yeah, Will.
I had like the hardest one out of them too. So they always get the treat on a silver platter. I was like, give me a shot, but they won't give me a shot at all. It's like I'll be trying, but they just don't give me a chance. I don't know why, but I was trying to prove myself. I always got to work extra harder than the average person just to get a shot. And
All right. So you're talking, you submit all your stuff to the point that you get invited to do the monologue and stuff like that?
yeah,
Okay. And you do that, and then it's just crickets?
yep.
Oh, man. Okay.
Tell me just take a walk, or I didn't even get a chance to perform the monologue. I just
So Alan and DJ are like, we got the job. How'd you do? And you're like, shut up.
Don't talk to me.
I ain't got nothing for you.
Be real quiet on the way home. Be like, oh man, just like with the fashion show we did.
what's that? A walk for fashion?
Yeah.
like a long time ago.
Yeah. So this was a walk for fashion.
What is it?
Walk for fashion.
Walk for fashion.
So
okay.
this was like a fashion show basically, and this one we was on the rise. It was coming up now, so we'll say about 2018, and me and DJ made the cut. And Will, what they tell you when you walked up to the judges?
Oh, they tell me go sit down. You know, I even finished on my walk.
It was like, come here. And as he was walking, they told him, because we were like literally watching the whole thing. He said, you're all done here. Well, like, what did I do? Like, I didn't get you're all done here. And he didn't make it.
Oh, no. So they didn't tell you to leave. They told you just take a seat.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And you sit there for the rest of the day, and then when the lights go out, then you're like, well, I guess I'm going home.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah. Okay.
Because how you know that they picked you is when they call your number.
Okay.
So they say DJ's number 1. So they're like, number 1, step forward. I could be number 5. Number 5, and let's say Will was like number 37. But so if we didn't call your number, guys, you guys have a great day. Don't feel down. Everyone's a winner in our eyes. You know the typical, the typical cliche. Like man, like I'm not a winner. I didn't get picked.
So it's like a Miss America thing or
Yeah.
something where they pick the 10 people and the rest of you just take a walk.
Exactly.
There's a nice consolation prize, I'm sure, in the back. It's maybe a cab ride.
Exactly.
Okay.
Oh man. Like that's tough because and it happens to the best of us. Like we. You're gonna experience L's as well as you experience W's. But I never tell people like don't look at it as a loss. A L is like just a lesson learned. Like hey,
Right.
this is what I did wrong, or go up to them, like because that's what I like to do. Hey, what did I do wrong for me not to get picked? Like, is it something that you saw that I didn't see? And they'll be glad to give you feedback, and you take that negative and you work hard until you make it a positive.
I didn't get no feedback.
Yeah, sure didn't.
You didn't get any feedback?
I didn't get no feedback.
Did they say, eh? Or, like, what did they give you? Nothing?
Nothing.
No response?
No response.
Or just sit down, we'll tell you in a bit kind of thing? Or feed you some
Nope.
line? Nothing?
Nope, nothing.
Nothing. All right. So is the idea then, I guess I'm not going back to that venue, I'm not going back to that agent, or what do you learn from that?
I'll never give up because I always fit in that with everything else I did with the other talent agency. I'd be treated the same way.
Oh,
Even I was dressed up prepared to do a monologue, and they were just like regular clothes. They picked them 2 out of me.
We had jogging pants on.
Oh yeah.
Really?
Yeah, we was coming from the gym. Like I had a whole jersey on, a whole D Wade jersey on, Marquette. Let's go Golden Eagles. And DJ had his gear on, and we was there to support Will that day. So we were like, yeah, Will, like good luck, bro, you got it. And Will came up to the, I guess to her desk to sign in, and she was like, she just recognized me and DJ off the bat.
All right.
And she just told Will to, just go sit over there. But Will could explain the story better. Will tell him how, so tell him like how did this whole thing play out?
When I came in, I was like, I'm here. And then she was like, go sit over there. I'm like, oh, okay. I just sat over there. She gave me my stuff, and I waited for her a long time. And then she was like, she was about to get ready to go because she want me to leave, but I sat there and waited for her to, just to say something. So she had to say something to me, but she just didn't want to pick me for that day, for that talent agency.
Oh, interesting. So was this the same event? This was the
Different
Walk for
event.
Fashion thing? Different event.
Yes.
You're doing a lot of sitting.
Yes.
That is no good. Okay. But I imagine you've gotten other roles.
No.
No, nothing at all.
No.
All right. And you've been at this for a while?
Yes.
All right. So what is there anything close? Or
It
do
get
you never
close.
know if it's close or not?
Never know it was close, but I still keep trying though.
All right. Perseverance, man.
Always persevere.
That's the name of the game.
Most definitely.
All right. So,
it was even hard for me to even get an agent. So
okay.
yes, it took me a long time to get me an agent.
Yes.
It took me like a year later to after them they got an agent.
Holy cow.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. So have all three of you been in this game the same amount of time?
No, actually, I've been doing this since like 2009.
Yeah.
Actually.
Well, it's a while. Okay.
And then DJ started maybe around 2011, but he was off and on because he was playing sports at the time still. And he actually beat me out for I think it was like a modeling gig.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah.
I'm sitting there fooling around on the set, and he was serious.
Oh, okay.
So you talk about 2011, we was super young. I'm like, whew, I had to be about, I want to say maybe 21, 20.
All right.
And we was just really just playing around, just acting bad, like like I was per se. And DJ was way more focused than I was, and I let him tell you because I was just shocked, like, what, you cut me?
Nah, what happened was like Al got into it with one of like the people on set, and like when he got into it with one of the people on set, and like I was like, and then like he missed a couple of days, and like I constantly was going, and it got to the point to where like they cut him and they kept me.
All right.
Yeah.
When you say got into it, you mean an argument?
Well,
Argument's such a big word. No.
well,
Casual
say
disagreement.
I'm gonna say like don't mix business with pleasure. I wouldn't do it, and that's when I started carrying that with me because I was fooling around with one of the actresses on set, and then I didn't want her no more. I was like, nah, I'm good, like. And she got in her feelings, and then she made this huge big scene. If you're gonna do this, I'm never gonna talk to you again in front of everybody. I'm like, oh my God. So then the producers talked to us both and was like, you know what, it's best for you both not to return. And I'm like, what do you mean? Like,
Sure.
They kept DJ, and that was like a humbling moment. Like, I would never do this again.
All right.
Never.
Keep business, personal.
Exactly.
And the producers, I suppose they don't care. They got a line of whatever, 50 people
Exactly.
that are willing to take your place, and they don't have all
true.
this baggage. So
Yeah, you can kick the road.
Yeah.
You can kick
All right.
cans.
that's the rule, right? Good help is hard to find, but bad help, we can find that no problem.
Exactly.
No problem. So then you learned.
Yeah, you
All
know,
right.
and just being like a typical guy, being young, you fooling around, you acting
Sure.
crazy. But when you start to really see like, hey, you know what, this can happen a lot if you don't get your act together. And that was something that I didn't want. And DJ had a great show. He did good on the stage, and I was just like, yo, like, I won't do this again.
All right.
Won't do this again.
Yeah, that's how you learn.
Yeah.
It's all good.
You see how I feel to get cut.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the thing was, like, I was in the show, but I got cut out of the show because I was fooling around.
All right.
And that was like, what the heck? And DJ rocked it, man. He did a stellar job. And then we that ended up leading into another opportunity where we did Milwaukee Fashion Week.
Okay.
And that's what I want to say at that point was starting to get us seen by talent agents.
Nice. All right. And were you in that
I
as
was
well?
trying.
2011.
Yeah.
All
no,
right.
Yeah, I was trying.
All right.
That was the first. Yeah. Was it?
I want to say that was about 2016.
Okay.
So that was Will's, I want to say maybe third, fourth audition. And then you call this number for that one. And we like, man, like, what is going on? Like, what can we do to get you past? So I remember that we should go out there to the school and practice, just like walking on the runway, how to hit his turns, his angles. And we prepared him the best way we knew how.
All right.
helped him study his monologues and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like so he could present it the right way to the agents and stuff.
Yeah.
Sure.
So I imagine confidence comes into play here pretty strong. You
Yeah.
can't come off cocky, but you certainly have to come on. I mean, there's got to be a little bit of ego involved because you're essentially selling yourself.
Exactly.
It's not like you're selling a product or a business or something like that where you're like, hey, I don't like this product. I'm going to find a different product. You're the product.
Yeah,
So
basically.
you better like yourself.
Basically, and a lot of agents will tell you that, like, they want you to be confident, but you don't want to overdo it. But like they want you to own it. So if I'm giving you a monologue and I want you to study for a bigger role that you can possibly get and make tons of money from, you better act like you own this role. Like, this is mine for the taking, and take yourself out of your own brains is what I like to call it, and become that character. So envision that character, envision how that character would think. I would say like the emotions that they're in at that time. Like really make yourself feel dark and angry. That's what this character is a body to bring. So like you really, really, really want to become that character to the point where you might become like a method actor.
All right.
Where you heard of those before, where they take
yeah.
the roles home with them. But in some cases, you have to.
So are there any actors or characters in movies or TV shows where you like to emulate them? If you're not sure what personality to spin on something,
Yeah.
you're like, I want to be that guy.
I get this a lot. Kenan Thompson from Saturday Night Live. Or,
Really?
Nickelodeon.
Okay.
Yep. I get that a lot. They were
So
like,
more comedy.
yeah.
Okay.
Because
All
I'm
right.
just naturally funny at work. So, and that's how I started, like with my show, I started creating this whole deer thing, Bambi the deer. And which she gave me a hard time, by the way, but she told me good luck too today.
All right. Well, right on.
Yeah.
Right on.
So that was something that, I felt like, every show needs some type of humor. And I was like, yo, like this would be good. So let's keep this thing going, because like people was really starting to like this deer story, which just came from true events for me running from a deer. And I was scared to death, and I messed up Sun Prairie's gas station. Please forgive me. And that led it to me just taking this character, and DJ was like, dude, let's build something from this.
All right.
At first I'm like, nah, DJ, nobody gonna hear, no, they're not gonna talk about me talking about no deers, and this sounds stupid. He was like, Alan, I see it, roll with it. So we did it for 2 more shows, and then people started really getting involved in it to see what did I do today to run from a deer.
Nah.
and that just became the stipend of the show.
All right. Nice. Will, how about you? Is there a character or an actor that you like to portray when you're doing something like that?
I don't have a character yet. I just try to focus on like the stuff I had in front of me, like getting an agent or get even seen by an agent. So I didn't get to that step, but I'm still working on that right now.
Gotcha. All right. Still progressing.
Yes.
All right. How about you, DJ?
The character that I like to imitate sometimes is the character that plays Reacher.
Reacher in the Amazon series,
Yeah.
right? Okay. Yeah.
I like his character. I like his demeanor and like his background story and all that type
Yeah.
of stuff.
He's always angry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because like it describes my character to the T, and then like when I was reading like his actual backstory, like how much training he had to do just to fulfill that role, and then for the second season he had to do even more to fulfill that role, like even get bigger to fulfill.
He's a big boy.
Yeah, to fulfill that role.
All right.
And how much weight he had to gain just to fulfill that role. So
All right. And just the demeanor, the
Yeah.
facial expressions, all that jazz.
Yeah.
I remember you showing me I think it was like was it like a movie clip?
Yep.
Yeah, like just showing you that guy. Yeah, that do describe you.
That's awesome. It's interesting because I always think of, I'm a big fan of Pulp Fiction.
okay.
I love Pulp Fiction.
So I like Samuel Jackson in the diner with the whole wallet, that whole scene.
Yeah.
Like I'm trying real hard.
Right.
I don't know if I would say every conversation that I have with employees one-on-one, but I'm going to say a solid 70%. I have that in the back of my head where like I'm trying real hard. I'm not good at it at all, but it's one of those things. With that
Yeah.
and then the wolf in Pulp Fiction,
Oh, okay.
always a blast.
Nice.
Let's shift gears to social media.
Yep.
Because you were telling me 2011, and I was like, man, what was social media like in 2011 as far as promoting you and yourselves as actors and stuff like that. It's a different game than what it is now.
Oh yeah, a whole different game.
So tell me, let's talk about then. What did you do to, I mean, was it even a thing? Marketing yourself through social media?
At the time, it wasn't really a thing right away. You know,
Okay.
it was still more like, still doing things somewhat of like the old school way, but things are starting to slowly become more digital. But it was still more like, let's say Facebook or Instagram was more about just spending time with your family, or people start posting their meals like this the meal I'm eating for the day. This only
Sure.
got 500 calories, and some people posted up things about acting, but it wasn't like how I want to say more towards maybe 2019
Okay.
or 2018 is when a lot of agents started to worry about, okay, do you got a following?
Yeah.
So that's when we started to say, whoa, like this is getting serious. Like, cause I didn't even have Instagram at that time. I just had Facebook, and I was like, yeah, I need to make an Instagram soon, because I remember going to this AMTC event.
Yeah.
It was
AMTC stands for?
Actors, Models, and Talent for Christ.
Okay.
And that's when they start ranking you as like you the 5th best actor in the state. And I remember going to a Hollywood boot camp. Actually, it was in Maryville, Indiana.
Yep.
I remember those days.
And it was a tough boot camp. It was a tough boot camp. Like
A boot camp for actors.
Yeah. They put you through monologue training, serious monologue training. They challenge you. They make you, to say if you're afraid to stand up in front of a big group and act. And they separate you by groups by the level that you're at as far as talent-wise. And then it was a big talent search. And I remember like all these agents was coming. So you had all the agents from like Indiana, Chicago, Wisconsin, as far as like the Milwaukee and Green Bay area. And you had to bring it that day. You had to bring it that day, because like I want to say Saturday night was like Judgment Day. So you get in the stage and you get 3 minutes to wow these agents, and then you don't know what they're writing. And then Sunday was just like, okay, these are the following numbers that they want to meet. So say if you're like 186 or 185, like you might have 6 talent agents that are interested in you. So then you go meet with them afterwards, and you know, that's how we started to understand when it came to social media, like, yeah, like this is important. You got to get yourself out there more.
So if you have more followers, but you're, let's say, less cool in their eyes, whatever it is that they're grading you by,
Yep.
but they're like, this guy's got, I don't know, 10 billion followers, that's going to give you a leg up.
Yep. So it'll give you a leg up, because business is business at the end of the day. So at the end of the day, it's about making money. So I can have the perfect body, the looks and all, but let's say if Will has 10K in followers or more, they're gonna go with this guy because he's more marketable. Because
He's going to post,
He's
look
gonna-
what I got, check out this movie or check out this ad, whatever.
exactly,
All
and
right.
then like his following. So they like, well, if he has a following, then we can make a lot of money, because his followers are gonna follow everything he do, and then that's shooting their name out there more. So from like a marketing standpoint,
Fair.
that's what you want.
Oh, that's interesting. And all you guys have individual social media channels, I imagine?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. And you push and pursue and all that kind of stuff? How do you mix the personal side with, or differentiate it from the business side?
Well, I might use my personal side for like a little bit of both, because I still always promote the show, or maybe shoot out certain like auditions I have, and then sometimes inspiration quotes for people who may feel like, man, I'm giving in everything I got, but I just seem like I'm not getting anywhere. Like, hey, look, don't give up, keep pushing. And then when it comes to like the Allen and DJ show, we was like, let's build a fan page, which grew pretty fast, because we was like, this show right here is in like this in this page right here, it's gonna talk about nothing but our content, as far as like self-improvement, gym, self-improvement, because like the gym is a lifestyle. Business it has to be a lifestyle, and sometimes you have to make tough business choices. Whether if you're talking about improving like your way of thinking, meditation, all that is like self-improvement, like to keep improving every day, because you can always improve.
True.
Yep.
Oh my gosh.
Always improve.
Constant, never ending.
Never ending. Like, never get comfortable. Like, I don't care if you had 500,000 followers. I'm not at 1 million, so why would I get comfortable? Then when you get to 1 million, Okay, that's cool. But what we always do, DJ and Will, we focus on the next challenge. So, okay, there's always more to do. Okay, you can celebrate for the moment. So you got a big accolade from it, or now you just became verified. So now you got a blue check by your name and you think you're important. But that's where the real work begins. You never want to get comfortable. Never want to just say, hey, this is good enough. Because I was reading this book that actually DJ put me on the 48 Laws of Power.
Oh, great
And
book.
Then I started reading this book called Relentless by Tim S. Grover, the guy who trained Dwayne Wade, Michael Jordan, and Kobe Bryant. And you start to adapt that mindset. You could be good, you could be great, or you could be unstoppable. So he called them coolers, closers, and cleaners.
Oh, nice.
Break that down real quick before I shoot the alley hoop to DJ. I want to talk about a cooler is somebody that you need in the world. Like, it makes the world go around. Whether if you're just comfortable at a 9 to 5, or let's say basketball. I usually think it's basketball terms. Just a good role player. Like, they get you the garbage buckets when needed, but they're not going to get you the end result because they're too afraid to step into leadership role. A closer is somebody that can give you an MVP season. Top scorer in the league. They can get you that end result as long as it's like not too many variables being thrown at them, but they still get the job done. A cleaner is somebody I look at like Michael Jackson, Michael Jordan, Tiger Woods, you name them. You know, like that's going to get you that end result over and over and over again to the point where they feel like they have no other options. Or like Tom Brady, like I have to get the end result. Like don't nothing matter but the end result. They're never satisfied. Okay, we won a championship. We celebrate that moment. That's done. So while y'all still celebrating that, we talking about the next challenge. So let's go train at 2:00 in the morning tomorrow. And you're like, DJ, we just won a championship. I know, but we got to still train because we got to constantly keep getting better.
Next rung. Just build upon your success.
Always.
That's cool.
And that's the mindset that you have to have. Like, can't get comfortable. Like, you stay comfortable and you satisfied with what you have, somebody's going to easily come behind you and say, bump you out of the way. So
fair.
You don't want that.
Totally fair. So, what about you two? As far as social media and splitting it up?
Basically, like I use like the fan page for basically promotional purposes, and then like I use my my Facebook, my personal account, just for my personal information and stuff like that.
Okay, it's independent.
Yeah.
All right. And what about you?
Mine's like separate too. I got a personal page, and then I use the fan page, for
Nice.
promotion.
All right. And as far as the social media channels that you were on, what have you seen give you the biggest bang for your buck? If you're like, hey, I got MySpace, 5 million followers, is anybody like, nobody cares? I don't know if MySpace is still a thing.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, ooh, yeah. I think MySpace was like, so that was like the first thing that really got the social media buzz going. And then Facebook came around. So it's like around 2008 when MySpace was like the thing to do because that's where a lot of music artists used to post their music on. But we have a lot of good supporters actually. Like when you promote your page and you're talking about stuff that the people can relate to, you'd be surprised how fast your channel grow, or like you'd be surprised how fast your business page grow, or like fan page is what we like to call it, because I remember what was like probably October 20th, we was at 1.7K in followers, and now we just in January and we just hit 4.2 today. So
nice, congrats.
It can grow fast, but it takes time. But you got to talk about content and talk about stuff that people want to hear and resonate with. And if you're not doing that and you just sound dry, like, yeah, hi, welcome to the Allen and DJ show. And today we're talking about how you going to be successful. Yeah, it's not going to go. Like, I'm going to go to sleep like.
All right. So shift gears into your show. How do you pick a topic?
Basically, like me and Al meet up whatever location that we meet up at, and like sometimes we'll look up like topics that like certain shows talk about, or we'll just look up like topics like to talk about, or sometimes like based on like some of our experiences, we'll be like, hey, we need to cover this topic, or we need to cover that topic. Like I had a friend that was going through something with her in-laws. So we did a show about the in-laws.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh,
then-
you're stepping into minefield.
Yep. And then like we had another person that wanted to know about narcissism, and we basically did a show on that.
That might be the most ironic statement I've ever heard.
Yeah.
Somebody wanted to hear about tell me about narcissism. That's funny.
Because so some people in relationships might be dealing with a narcissist,
All right.
and we was like, let's do a show on it. So let's talk about how you deal with them,
Okay.
and try to give them like the educational purpose like behind it. And I remember we talked about because this kid I know has a ADHD, and I was just looking like, wow, this kid, it's just like zoom, and I was like, you know what? Let's do a topic on that. But we started with the show mental health, and we caught the attention of a lady named Gal Berginger from Lake Blue Wellness. She was the CEO, and she reached out to us, and she worked at a ADHD clinic, and we was like, hey, like we'd love you to come on our show and give the education behind ADHD symptoms and how does it start, and how can you treat it without always trying to give out medication.
Right.
And she gave us the education behind it, and we just started steamrolling from there. And then I said, let's do more stuff with the community, DJ. DJ was like, you know what? Let's see if we can get like the chief of the fire department on the show.
In Sun Prairie here.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
Very cool.
I'm always doubting it. I'm like, how the world we gonna do that, DJ? Just no.
Any day there's not fires, I'm sure.
Yeah. But nah, like that's how we come up with our concepts. Like we go through our either experiences or like our email address, the Allen and DJ Show at gmail.com. And some of our like fans will say, hey, talk about this. I've been experiencing this a lot lately. You might get like 30 people write you in one day. You might be like, which one you thinking about, DJ? We're like, well, let's talk about this one. So
That's awesome.
So we say, let's talk about managing money.
All right.
So then we'll just start doing our research as well as our experiences with managing money. And it's like writing like a research paper. It's like doing like journalism. And then we break it down into bullet points.
All right.
So the way like the show like is structured, and you're not, with the topic, you're going all over the place because you could lose people.
Oh, yeah. You can go run down rabbit holes, absolutely.
Exactly. They're like, what does that have to do with this? Or what? Like, like that's not true.
Right.
So, you don't want that.
So, Will, you're producing.
Yes.
So, how do you keep track of all that they have going on? Because I imagine they're talking off the cuff, right? It's not scripted or anything like that. So, so you're in the back,
Yep.
flipping the switches, doing all the stuff. So is that difficult to keep up with them?
It's not difficult. At first it was, but I got the hang of it. I'm very computer savvy, so it's easy, to catch on real quickly.
All right. And I imagine you're doing most of the talking in the shows?
Well, me and DJ, we kind of...
They do like half and half.
Yeah, it's kind of like half and half.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like we got like special cues to where like I know when Al's done with his talking point, and once he's done with his talking point, I'll jump right in.
Got it. Okay, he kicks you in the shin or something like
Yeah.
that.
or Al will say something like, before I throw the alley-oop to DJ, he'll say something, and then once he stops talking, then I know when to jump in.
Got it. Okay. Very cool.
Because at first, like, it was hard. Like, like the first 3 shows, it was like, it's like trying to put a new football team or basketball team together. You got 3 superstars on one team, but we have to learn how to mush with each other and learn how to play off each other. So somebody got to learn how to play without the basketball and make cuts and drive through the lane. So like how we did with our show was at first we was kind of like, man, I'm talking too much. I think I ain't give DJ enough shine, or man, I was going for 5 minutes and I didn't get his point across. And we just had a conversation, and that's where a good team comes in. That when somebody say, hey, look, we need you to be our leader, and we want you to be the guy that's, talking about this particular topic and lead us on this bullet point or certain bullet points. You'd be like, okay, that fit DJ more. So DJ may talk on that bullet point for about 3 or 4 minutes, and I'll take a step back.
All right.
And when you do that, that's when magic happens.
Yeah, there's a congruence there.
Yep.
You remind me, I was watching my son play basketball this past weekend at a tournament, and one of the buddies on his team does the sweet backwards pass, behind the back thing.
Nice.
The challenge was there was no one there to send the ball to. So it was a poetic, like these are 11-year-old kids, like boom, boom, right behind the back.
Yeah.
And no one was there to take the ball. And it was one of those, like, if there would have been a kid there, that would have been like, holy cow, these are
Right.
11-year-old kids. But instead, the ball just rolled out of bounds.
Yeah, because at that time, it's like being out of sync.
Right.
Like learning how to play off the ball, or like learn, okay, like I think I'm gonna pass the ball to James like this, because James like to make cuts to the basket. So I know if I'm coming down the lane, I could just throw a ground pass to you, and you catch it in easy layup. And that's learning like the timing and the rhythm of like where your teammate gonna be at. So same thing when we hook winging it to the show. Like I know when to say so much, and then I just kind of fall back, and then DJ jumps in and say what he need to say.
Right. Very cool. So you guys are talking about money, relationships,
Yeah.
ADHD. I mean, that's a pretty wide gamut here.
Yeah.
Is there any universal theme as far as, I don't know, age that you're aiming for, or something of that nature? Someone that's looking like, how would they know I got to come and check out this?
Well, because our
Show.
show geared towards everybody. That's maybe like an audience range of 18 to like maybe 64, 65.
Yeah.
Okay.
So like
So it's pretty
anybody-
wide.
Yeah, it's pretty wide. So anybody can watch your show, whether if you been married before. And let's say if we're talking about marriage or things have to do with married couples, I don't know anything about that. I've never been married.
All right.
But I could bring somebody who has been married before and has experience. So then that way, when we interview them, the audience can relate to that person. And say, yeah, like that's true. Like we had ups and downs in our marriage, or yeah, I remember going through that point, or like I remember, saying like doing certain things as one.
Got it.
It could take time. So
All right. Very cool. So where can people find you guys?
you can find us on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, at the Alan and DJ Show, Sun Prairie Media Center. You can find us on the app, Channel 983, TDS, and yeah, get ready to improve your life.
Nice. So the social media stuff has the in front of it?
Yep.
So the Ellen and DJ Show?
Yep.
All boom, boom.
All boom. Yep.
All right. What about website?
Website.
Just hit social media stuff.
Yeah.
All right.
Yep.
Good enough.
Yep.
And then you're also on YouTube?
Yep.
All right. Same thing?
Same thing.
The Ellen and DJ Show.
Alan and DJ Show.
Well, that makes it super easy. You can't forget that.
Yep.
Do you guys have anything else you want to say before we conclude here? Super life advice in one line or less?
Yep. You find a thought, DJ?
No pressure, right?
No pressure.
The 10-second monologue.
Nah, I'm good.
Nothing at all?
Nah.
I'll just say like keep perseverance what you do, even though life gets you down and out. But keep struggling through. I'm
love
here
it.
living today.
I love it.
And never give up. And just remember, things take time, but with hard work and staying persistent, you can be anything you want to be and become the very best version of yourself.
Fair. Man, I love that. That is all good. This has been Authentic Business Adventures, the business program that brings you the struggle stories and triumphant successes of business owners across the land. We are locally underwritten by the Bank of Sun Prairie. If you could do us a huge favor, give it the big old thumbs up. Subscribe. And I'm going to say subscribe to both this show, Authentic Business Adventures, of course, if you liked what you saw, as well as the Ellen and DJ Show. And that's just the Ellen and DJ Show on
Yep.
YouTube?
Yep.
Easy enough. Awesome. Just like that. I should add, beyond subscribing, right?
Yep.
It's actually fun when they comment
Exactly.
and they share it with their friends and they let us know what they want to see, what they like, what they didn't like. All the good things.
For sure.
We'd like to thank you, our wonderful listeners, as well as our guests. We got Alan, Will, and DJ. And we tell us the social media stuff one more time just to drill it in their heads.
Yeah, sure. You can find us on social media at the Alan and DJ Show on YouTube, Facebook. You can find my personal page, Alan Hutchinson, on Instagram and Facebook, and William J. Smith on Instagram and Facebook. And let us know what you want us to talk about next to improve
Nice.
your lifestyle.
I love it. We got all the links down below. Past episodes can be found morning, noon, and night at the podcast link found at drawincustomers.com. Thank you for joining us. We will see you next week. I want you to stay awesome. And if you do nothing else, enjoy your business.